There's nothing he can do with you.
Now, when you went through school, you went on to college.
Yes.
Now, in school, you never identify yourself as a homosexual lesbian.
No.
You never encountered
No.
any type of relationship of that magnitude.
No, I was very homophobic, actually.
Very homophobic.
Yeah, extremely. I remember when I came home from college, and you know, that was another thing that affected me. When I went to college, I felt I was a woman now.
You felt like you was a woman?
I was a woman.
Okay.
And I would come home for Christmas break
Right.
or Thanksgiving break, spring break, and that type thing. And it would be, say, Christmas break, and it's winter,
Right.
and my dad would come and knock on my door at 4 o'clock in the morning and say, you need to get up and come help me cut down some trees so that we can get the firewood.
Here you go, going back to be a man.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, and he would have to get us up, get me up that early, because he had a piece of land and where he would cut the trees, and there was no road there, but just where he would drive the truck, and so he would have to go while the ground was still frozen.
Right.
Otherwise, he would get stuck. Now, the boys would be upstairs in the bed, all the sisters, but he would knock on my door. And it would
But
hurt
what do you
me.
think that was? I mean,
I
you have
can't
no
answer-
idea
I
today.
can't answer that.
You have no idea.
I can't answer why he did
Just
certain
sending you
things.
out and had you out there
He was
chopping
abusive to us all, but I cannot answer you what was in his mind
when it came to you.
when it came to me. I don't
The
know.
boys upstairs sleep. He'll knock on your door and say, but I mean, were you the biggest in the family?
No, not at all. That had nothing to
It
do
was
with
just
that.
something he sending you out
Of certain
and said, I
things,
want
yes.
you to do this. I want you to dig this ditch. I want you to chop this wood.
That's right.
I want you to pack these bricks. Now, so when you got home from college, you still had not had any kind of affair with a woman.
No, and like I said, that hurt my feelings though. That really hurt me, because I was like saying inside, Dad, I'm a woman now. Why are you doing this? You know, but I still would go out with him, and I'd load the truck as fast as I could, chop down the trees as hard as I could, trying to please him. Nothing never seemed to please him. When I came home from college, I was asked to sit out for a semester because I went through a few things in college.
Okay.
I wound up getting pregnant while I was in college, and I was definitely afraid to tell my parents, because my father would always say that I was never going to amount to anything, and that I'd probably have 50 babies.
Okay.
So now all of a sudden here I am in college, and I get pregnant, and I'm afraid that if he finds out, then I'm just really proving him right.
Okay.
So that secret was kept for a while, and my grades fell, and they asked me to sit out for a semester and come back. I took a job. In Colonial Williamsburg, it's a tourist town, so it's full of hotels, banks, and restaurants. Most everybody works in one of those fields. So I had a few jobs in some fast foods in high school, and so I went in the culinary, looking in those areas.
Cooking.
Yeah, and in the a restaurant that I had got a job, and I wound up become line cook, head line cook, and acting chef. And I was the youngest chef, acting chef, in the history of Colonial Williamsburg. I was 20 years old.
Okay.
And female on top of that. So it was extremely intriguing to the other chefs. How that happened, I won't go into that, but the restaurant that I worked in was my first encounter that I knew of with openly gay people. The manager and the assistant manager were lovers, two guys, and then the sales representative and the traveling booking agent were two females, and they were lovers. Now, I used to crack up at the guys. In fact, I would just get in the kitchen and just bust out laughing, because they would just flight all through the kitchen. Oh, Harry.
Gay.
You know,
Yes,
and that was the funniest thing to me.
Okay.
You know, they were hilarious with their drama, you know, crying, but the women, if those women came in that kitchen, I wouldn't even serve them. I wouldn't talk to them.
You was turned off.
Yeah, they don't get nowhere near me. People ask me, they say, well, how did it happen for you? It was, we were drinking every night, clubbing, in the lounge club thing was hopping then with the club bands, and we would go out every night drinking. And one night I was in the club, and a woman came in, And all of a sudden, this desire came over
You
me.
was attracted,
Just
boom.
like that. And I didn't understand it. I didn't know where it came from, how it happened. And eventually, down the road, I wound up with a woman, unplanned. It was something that just happened one night. It was...
So spirits, so one thing about the enemy is very patient. He's taking you on this journey, and that's what we're going on, a
Waiting
journey
for the
running away from
opportunity.
life. So you went through childhood being molested by boys that was constantly in your household, you know, boys coming over, this and that, family members, dysfunctional with certain types of spirits. We will not go into because we're not here to implicate the family. Then